Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Edin, and today we are working on a GLS 450 Mercedes 2017, and we're going to be working on the rear brakes. So at the moment right now we're just getting ready to actually release the auto electronic brake, so that has to be done before anything else you actually start moving off the vehicle. And so right now we're hooking up the computer and connecting to the vehicle so we can release the brake. As soon as the brake is being released, then we'll get the car up in the air and start pulling off brake calipers and pulling the pads off, then remove the rotors, and that should be the way it should be done. So stay tuned and enjoy the show. There you go. All done. Alright, so at this point we're trying to eject the cylinder back, so it has to be done by winding it back to the right. Just like you're tightening that screw somewhere or a nut or a bolt, you get a tool from your local AutoZone and just hook it up with the 3 pins and get your socket out, and then wind it back to a position where you can install your pads and put it back over the pads. So Alright, so we have the disc on and the pads. Now it's time for the wheel to go back on. Making sure everything is tight good. Get the wheel on and move on to the other side. Alright, so as you work on these brakes and pads and rotors replacement, the way you have to remove the bracket of the caliper and remove the calipers from your from the disc and stuff. It's pretty much basic, same thing, same procedure like any other front or back brake jobs. There's nothing really special besides this Mercedes and other vehicles, newer vehicles that have electronic parking brake. And besides that, everything else is the same in standard. Just electronic parking brake has to be released before you start pulling anything off the vehicle. Anything, any brakes or anything, you can remove the tires, but other than that, everything has to be connected, and because otherwise you can mess it up big time. So if you're not sure like how to release your parking brake, electronic parking brake, you can also look it up, Google it up, or if you have a computer, you can retract it and put it back, set it back to on position when you're done fixing your brakes and changing them. So pretty much it's a basic standard procedure for any brakes. So what we are doing here is just a standard procedure. The back cylinders, they have to be wind back. Just on most of the older vehicles also. On some vehicles you can just push it back with a tool, and the Mercedes one have to be winded back. There are 3 pins on that cylinder that comes out to push the brake pads. So if you rent one out from the auto zone, make sure it has a 3 pins on, and or either 1 pin can work pretty good too, as long as you have something to kind of turn your cylinder back on, so you can sit back over the new pads, and you'll be all set after that. Alright, so now make sure you pump your brakes at least 4 or 5 times until they're firm and good to go, because if you don't pump your brakes, you will be hitting something first few feet before you actually start moving. There she goes. Alright, everything looks pretty good. Just scanning the system and we'll be good to go.